Alright, so ladies and gents, we are starting our new unit and it is on algebra, so let's get our title, our heading, and make sure we put our unit sheets into our folder. This is the This is the 10th of January. And the first thing we're going to look at is Algebraic Expressions. So this is kind of like our subtitle. Excuse me. Alright, and we're going to say an algebraic expression. There won't be too much writing, but this will be available online. Is a mathematical phrase that can contain numbers, variables. Who knows what I mean by the word variables? Gordon?
I think a variable is like the letter that would follow it, like 2x or something.
Right, good. So it's like the letter, okay? So a variable is just like a letter, so it's something that's unknown. So it could be something like x or y. And it also contains mathematical operations. Yes. Mathematical phrase. Okay, so mathematical phrase. That's not much better, is it? Let's tidy that up. So an algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that can contain numbers, variables, and mathematical operations. What do I mean by mathematical operations? Yep, addition, subtraction, multiplying, division. Okay, an important point. Expressions do not contain equals signs. Who knows if it does contain an equals sign, what is it called then instead? Changes from an expression into... No. You know the word. Begins with E as well.
Oh, equation.
It changes into an equation, right. So if it's got an equal sign, it's an equation. If it doesn't have an equal sign, it's an expression. Alright, algebraic expressions. There's not too much more, don't worry. Are sometimes called polynomials. And a term is a single expression. within the polynomial. So I'll show you what I mean, just in case it's not very clear, but I'll wait for everybody. Remember, polynomial is just an algebraic expression. So an example of one could be something like, we could say, 6x squared y plus 14, y cubed minus 7x plus 15. Okay, that's just an example, a random example of a polynomial, okay? And we said a term is a single expression within the polynomial. So how many terms does this polynomial have? Hudson?
4.
Yeah, it's got 4. Okay, good. So we got this one. This is a term. This is also a term. And this is also a term. And we've also got the last term here. Okay, good. So we'll just write this polynomial as 4 terms. Okay, also, the numbers in front of the, what did we call these x's and y's? What are these called? Variables. Good. So the numbers in front of the variables, we call those, anybody know the word?
Indices?
No. So remember, those are the little numbers, the subscripts. So the numbers in front, so a lot of new words today. The numbers in front of the variables are called, begins with C. Shout out if you know. Coefficients. Okay, so the numbers in front of the variables are called coefficients. So who can tell me the coefficient of the first term is just? What's the coefficient of the first term?
6.
6. Okay, so this is my first term, second term, third term, fourth term. The number in front of the variables is just 6, so that's the coefficient. Nothing too tricky so far? What's the coefficient of the third term, Magnus? So the coefficient, remember, is just the number in front of the variable. So here's the variable. What number is in front of it? Okay, and it's not just 7, it's -7. Okay, good. What's the coefficient in front of the second term? Shout out.
14.
14, right, good. Okay, last part. The constant term. Does not contain a variable. In this example, it is So what's the constant term in this example?
15.
Yeah, it's 15 because it doesn't contain any variables. All okay? Yeah? Just let everybody finish copying. Stop recording.
I know it's oh yeah. You just gave me a heart attack.
I don't know why.
Yeah, the end.
Let's see if it'll work this time. No. You shouldn't laugh at me. Alright, okay. Oh no, why is it not working? This is so annoying. Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so we're done. It was good. We're really great.
Okay, so we're looking at the following, okay, on page 143. And you're going to do this, but before you do, we will just have a quick look at some of the things here. Can everybody see at least on the board or in their book? Okay, so here we have got a particular type of polynomial, okay? And so they've written out a list of them, different polynomials, and then they've classified them under different names. So we've got monomials, binomials, trinomials, polynomials, and then they've given them a degree, okay? A degree. Now, degree is different to term. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to figure out, okay, well, what makes something a monomial? What makes it a binomial? What makes it a trinomial? What makes it a polynomial, okay? And what makes them have the different degree values, okay? But before we do that, looking at this first one here, or the second one, 8x plus 9y. How many terms have we got?
2.
2 terms, okay? So we've got this term and this term. What is the coefficient, Taylor? What's the coefficient of the second term? So remember the... Yeah, 9, good, because remember the coefficient is just the number in front of the variable. Good. Looking at the second one. Hands up. What is the coefficient of the first term? What's the coefficient of the first term? Imogen?
Is there one?
So what is the first term?
Oh, would it be 4?
No. What's the first term in this?
X.
It's x squared, yeah. So what number is in front of the x squared? There is. How many x squareds is there? How many x squareds is there here? There's 1, okay. So what's the coefficient of it? 1, okay. You could think of this as just, we could think of it as 1x squared, okay. What's the coefficient of the second term? Careful, hands up. I want hands up, and I want us to think carefully. Yeah. It's not 4. You're almost right. -4, okay? So you always have to look at the sign as well. What's the constant term in this one? What's the constant term?
1.
No, hands up. Magnus? Not 1, but you're close. Always looking at the sign in front of -1. Okay, -1 is the constant term. Remember, the constant term is the one that doesn't have a variable. Okay, good. What is the coefficient of the first term in this one? Josh? -17. Good. What is the constant term in this one? Let's get some more hands. Isa, what's the constant term for this one? So what number is just by itself? Yep, but it's not just 8, it's -8. Okay, you've got it in front of you as well. What is this one? What's the coefficient in this one? What's the coefficient in this one? Sorry. Yes, Pyle. -12. Good. Does this one have a constant term?
No.
Nope, it doesn't, because there's no number by itself. Okay, good. Right, so I want you to have a look at this exercise. So you have to look at the table, use the examples to figure out the meaning of the words monomial, binomial, trinomial, and also what the word degree means, okay? So if you look at these, you should be able to kind of figure out, okay, if you look at the different examples, there's lots of different monomial ones, lots of different binomial ones, there's a few trinomial ones, to see if you can spot any pattern. This is criterion B. It's just a practice. If you can spot the pattern between what makes something a binomial, what makes something monomial, and so on, okay? So, and you can work in pairs, okay? Let's do it in your piece of paper, okay? On your piece of paper.
Do we have to do it by the degree too?
Yes, and you have to figure out what the degree means as well, okay? And then we'll have a quick chat about it after. For this, what can you tell me? What makes a monomial a monomial? What makes it a monomial? Sorry, just give me a second till I just... yes, yes, they have only one term, okay? So monomial has only one term. Okay, we can see for each monomial we've got one term. There's another one, okay? Yes, it's a pretty long term, but it is only one term. This is still one term. Okay, what about binomial? Josh?
Binomial's 2 terms.
Yeah, binomial, we've got 2 terms. 1, 2. Where's another one? Here. We've got 1 term, 2 terms. Okay, good. Binomial is 2 terms. What about trinomial? Stephanie? Good, we got 3 terms. So there's a trinomial, 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, okay? 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms. Okay, good. And then the last one, it talks about polynomial. Okay, now technically these are all polynomials, but why would I write polynomial? Alright, it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 or more terms, okay? So I can see this has got 4 terms, this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, this has got 5 terms. So a polynomial we kind of write as having 4 or more terms. Alright, good stuff. We can get ourselves packed up and we'll talk about what degree means tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow, on Tuesday.
Oh wow, you wish